So welcome. Let's do some housekeeping and a big overview. This is one of the few times where I'm looking over at my notes because there's certain things that I absolutely do want to cover. For some of you, this might be the first online course you've ever taken, ever, and thank you if you've chosen me as your first teacher of anything online. Sometimes this can get confusing. One thing that I do want to say is that you want to get wins out of this courses. You want to really get the most out of your courses. The first thing that I want you to do is ask me any questions. You are never ever bothering me ever. I always welcome all questions, and I usually answer between 24 to 48 hours, depending on if I'm making another course or whatever. And sometimes life does get in the way, and I completely understand that, which brings me to my first point. There is absolutely no time limit to this course. For as long as Udemy exists, you will have access to this course. It's not a year-long thing. Then you're done, or even if you finish the course, you will always have access to this course. It is yours. And you'll always have access to me as your instructor. So don't feel like, well, I don't have time to start this right now. Well, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Do this when you can. I want you to have fun in this course. I don't want you to rush yourself. Second thing is there is a private Facebook group. It is called ALTA39. I'll show it to you. So this is our Facebook group. You will join the Facebook group. I have 3 posts that need approval. So it is spelled ATELIER 39. As of this recording, it's got about 2,500 members. It's a very active group. I'm here every single day answering questions, just posting videos. As you can see, every Sunday I record a video of critiques of questions from a timeline. So every Sunday I go through the timeline and I answer questions and give critiques. And so I really would urge you to join it. It's a private group. Let me prove to you why. I don't know what's about to happen as I press this, but I have 3 posts that need approval. That's how I approve posts. 6 people want to join the group. So I ask you one simple question. Which one of my courses are you enrolled in? Now the wording can be different, but this person right here hasn't answered the question yet. They requested 11 hours ago. I have to decline. That's how we keep my students in the group. Now, you can reapply or you can do it again if you forgot to answer the question, but please answer the question because then I will hit approve all and all will be magically approved. So that's something really important. I do want you to go over there and really check that out. It's another resource for you. That is where the kind of advanced face making course mini course at the very end of this course, that's where it came from. So because it's also over there as well. Now, as I said, there's no time limit. Udemy is probably going to ask you within the first 3 or 4 videos that how do you rate this course? Well, you probably don't know how you rate the course because it's the very beginning of the course. Until you really get in and start drawing, just feel free to hit that button that just says ask me later. You don't have to rate this right away. I know that to a lot of my students, and I'm also taking courses on Udemy, sometimes it just comes there way too early. And I don't want to answer it right away. I want to get into the course and figure out, is this something that is going to be good for me? The second thing is that I talk rather slow sometimes. Not slow, but I talk in a deliberate pace because I realized over the years of teaching, I have students that are from other countries. Some of them, English is not their first language. I also have people that have disabilities. And I try to be cognizant of the fact that there are closed captions and I want them to be very accurate. So be kind to your other students and know that if you got to, go right over here where it says playback rate. And I'm usually pretty decent at 1.5 speed or 1.25. If you need to slow me down, that's fine too. I sound really creepy at 0.5, so please don't do that.
It's not going to be hard because we can
See
either
that?
just represent the mouth with a line or just a simple shape.
That's 1.25,
Well, obviously, when we get into some of the assignments, we'll get into
and that's
more
1.5.
deeper what we can do with all of it.
So if you feel like I need to speed up a little bit, that's okay. I won't be offended. I completely understand. If you have questions, I want you to go to the Q&A forum. Q&A forum, when you post something, this is where you could upload your any of your questions. You can just upload the Q&A section. Well, yours may look a little bit different from mine, and you'll be looking for a little icon that has a mountain. It looks like it's a little mountain and a circle on it. You press that and you upload any files or any of the homework or anything you want me to critique. JPEG works the best because it's just a lot easier to it's a lot easier to upload. By the way, if there are certain things that you kind of already know, because some of you are my current students, just feel free to go past that section. Sometimes you may have to mark it as complete, which I believe you do it like this now because they changed this a little bit on me. So you can mark this as complete and just go on to the next section, so that way it shows that you went through the whole course. I won't be offended at that either, because basics are basics, and some of the stuff I have went over in my other courses, but I never assume that anybody has already taken a course of mine. More importantly, I am your biggest resource. Please ask me questions. Ask as many questions as you like. You are not bothering me. If you have multiple files, I would love for you to keep them in the same Q&A forum. I would like for you to keep them in the upload more than one file. You can do that. So that just helps me to I can keep a running tally on your progress. That helps me out a lot. I'd really appreciate that. Make any suggestions that you think that I missed. And I know people say if there's anything that doesn't make this a 5-star course, please contact me and let me know. Look, if there's anything that you felt like I missed, then I want you you can do a Q&A. You can do it through the Q&A forum. You can direct message me. I do want all the work in the Q&A forum and not on direct message. So please try to keep that on the Q&A forum. But if there's anything that you feel like I'm missing or something that you want to see, because I don't know everything that you don't know, if that makes any sense. This course also was not shot in the order that you see it in. As you can look and tell right here, Section 1, Introduction. If I click onto this, you could see that I didn't do the introduction yet. I do that the very last thing when I create a new course. And I'm doing the overview and housekeeping right now, as you probably can tell. But some of these, I do a lot of editing and remixing of my courses because I added entirely new sections of this course that weren't going to be there originally. Some videos I've taken away because I didn't think that they were as good as some of the other stuff. So if you hear me kind of make a mistake or refer to something that you can't quite find, don't worry. I probably rarely do I take anything out, but I took it out for a very good reason. Or if you hear me refer to something that you may think it's out of order and a little bit confusing, don't worry, you haven't missed anything. This is a full, complete course, believe me. And any new videos I make, I always try to mark them with new in big capital letters, and usually I'll put the date that there is so that you won't be confused. So that way, if I have to put a video in section 5, and then you'll see like, oh, okay, he made a brand new video for this. So that's what I want to say. If you look over here, over on the side, by the way, down here, you can expand that if you want, or put the default view. You can go to full screen or not full screen. It says report abuse. I don't know what that's for. If anybody is saying anything to you that is, no one should be spamming you in this course. No one should be making any kind of mean or inappropriate comments. I delete those right away. The only thing that I will ask for you guys is please don't put any external links, and please don't post any work that is copyrighted, meaning no pictures of Mickey Mouse as an example, because I don't want to violate Udemy's terms of service. Thank you for sticking with me so far with this. I want you to pace yourself. You don't have to do this in a week. You just don't. Pace yourself. Take your time. Art is a process. You are always going to be learning new stuff. I always learn new stuff. I am always taking courses. I am always buying new books. I have a few hundred art books as I'm turning around and looking at them. I have a ton of art books. I am always buying new stuff. For those of you that are working on a tablet, whether you're working on an Android, I also happen to own an iPad Pro. You're probably going to have to download some of the worksheets and files, and not every single video has a worksheet or a file to it. When it does, you will be able to see it right over here. But when you're working on an iPad Pro, so right here, this is right where it says bonus practice sheets. I tell you where they are. These are the resources. You take a look, you click this, and then you click on to whatever the resources are. I usually tell you what they are so that there's no confusion. But for those of you that are on Android tablets, I don't quite know if you're able to download on an Android tablet. I know that it's a bit of a pain for me on my iPad Pro, so you may want to get to someone who has a PC or a Mac. If you guys know how to do that, please put it in the Q&A forum, because I'm just not sure. A lot of my files are in zip format, and all you have to do on Mac is double click if you're on a Mac itself, or a MacBook Pro, or whether you're a laptop or desktop. And on Windows, if you are so inclined for zip files, what you can do is, well, I'll show you what to do. This is a zip file. I right-clicked it, and then all I did was hit extract all. And that's how you unzip the zip file. This is just a little bit of housekeeping to kind of put everything in order to answer some of the questions. The other thing that I want to say is that you can use a lot of this with just traditional. The only thing that you need is a pencil and a piece of paper, maybe and a pen. That's it. No fancy art supplies, none of that stuff. If you want to work digitally, that's great. The only thing that will be a little bit different, because you are learning techniques and it's not about the actual, it's not about the brushes, it's not about the tablet that you have, it's not about the art supplies. This is about the techniques so that you can use anything, digital, traditional, whatever, and you'll be able to use it. So obviously I'm coloring digitally, so that's probably going to be the only difference that you're going to run into. But if you're already a watercolor artist and you just want to learn how to draw cartoons, you probably are way better at coloring in watercolor than I could ever be, or you're probably a way better artist in Copics than I could ever be, or whatever your marker of choice is, because that can go down an entire rabbit hole just based off of medium itself. So with that said, more importantly, I want you to have fun in this course. Take breaks when you need it. A lot of times real life gets in the way. I know not everybody out there is in high school or in college. Some of you, I'm 45 years old as of this recording, and I'll be 46 this year. So I understand. I have students that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I understand that real life gets in the way. I understand that sometimes things can become really stressful. Do not allow this to be any point of stress. Take your time. Walk away if you have to. Walk away for a day. Take a day or two. Come back in a week. Come back in a month. It's fine. This course is always going to be here for you. I'm always going to be here for you. If you ever have any questions or suggestions, just ask. All right. I've talked a bit, so I'm going to stop talking now, and I'll see you in the next video.